Synapse Films has released, for the betterment of society, 1979's Crocodile, not to be confused with Alligator, not to be confused with the Great Alligator River, not to be confused with Killer Crocodile. This is Crocodile, I believe Malaysian film from 1979 that was released in the US, produced by Herman Cohen, who I believe was the man behind Horrors of the Black Museum and some other horror stuff that goes back to the 60s, and Dick Randall. Dick Randall is a name that when I see on a film, I go, Dick Randall did produce some very entertaining films. I believe he was an American who went over to like the Philippines, Hong Kong, Asia, and produced countless exploitation films. He is the man who brought Wang Wang to the world. Wang Wang, who starred, a very small man who starred in For Your Height Only, amongst many other things. Dick Randall produced some of the Bluesploitation films. Dick Randall produced Pieces, which is an incredibly entertaining bad movie. Bad movie and Dick Randall kind of go hand in hand. So when I saw Dick Randall's name at the beginning of this, I was like, ooh, this might be interesting. So the basic story here goes a little something like this. Doctor and his family on vacation in Thailand, I believe it is. Giant killer crocodile is out there. Although this film is called just Crocodile. This isn't Killer Crocodile. Giant crocodile is out there chomping people up, winds up chomping his wife and daughter. He's distraught. He's got to work to find out what is this thing that killed my family and how do I stop it? So he winds up working with some other people. And it's the Jaws thing, you know. Someday I would love to see a book, if there isn't one already. Let me know if there is a book, because I'd love to read it, that compiles and it's a book that would have to be like online almost, because it has to be continually updated because they never stop making Jaws ripoffs. But so many films since 75 have used the Jaws template. It's really kind of hilarious, and this is one of them. So the basic story is this guy trying to go out and stop this giant killer crocodile while it keeps just chomping on tourists and villagers and things. It's really bad. It's really poorly executed. And sometimes bad movies are fun. I love a lot of movies that would be considered bad movies. This I thought was just pretty boring and really kind of hard to watch. Like the last time I saw this, I had rented the old big box videotape from Video Headquarters, my local video store, and it was pan and scan, and it was just like, what am I looking at half the time? And I figured, surely this widescreen edition of this film is going to take care of that for me. It's really just shot so bad it's hard to see what's going on half the time anyway. Occasionally there are some nice shots, I will say that. Synapse does an amazing job, so this movie looks and sounds really good. It's presented in English DTS HDMA original mono and English with English SDH subtitles for those for deaf and hard of hearing. And it's just, I mean, there are some things you wouldn't see today in this film. There's animal cruelty. I gotta warn you about that. There are scenes where the camera is just focusing on an alligator or a crocodile being killed, and it's not cool. And you don't really want to look at that. And there are scenes where kids get killed, and there are scenes where they use sort of amputees to make it look like somebody's leg has just been bitten off. So there is like carnage and stuff, but there's a lot of just repeated shots and sequences over and over again where the crocodile attacks some kind of tourist village, and then much later in the film, it's like it attacks a different village, but it's the same people being killed. It's really not good. So it might work best with a group. If you're watching this with a group of friends, to sort of laugh at it or do the MST treatment. I don't know if Mystery Science Theater or any of their subsidiaries ever had sunk their teeth into Crocodile, but it's certainly worthy of that. But it's just not good. Let me see. Were there extras on this? Yes. Audio commentary. I didn't usually write it down over here. I'll read it. So that's what the cover looks like. So it's a cool cover. That's what suckered me in at the video store. And I do appreciate good ballyhoo and hucksterism and just hooking people in with really great poster art that doesn't really convey what the movie quality is like. There's an audio commentary with writer and film historian Lee Gaiman that's very interesting, and Gaiman is very generous to this film. There's a video interview with the original director, Wansei Lee. That's really interesting because he talks about his career. He talks about how the movie was made. He talks about how it was received. He's really surprised that people remember it and like it, as am I. There's the original trailer, and there are deleted and alternate scenes. So there's a bunch of interesting stuff on here. It is 92 minutes, 235 widescreen. So 235 is, if not as wide as you can get, it's a very widescreen image. So what I was seeing on that tape was, you take a badly shot movie, now we're going to just show you a third of that badly shot image. It is, yeah, I think I've told you it's got subtitles for the English hard of hearing. This is an ABC, not the network, not the band, region A, B, and C. It's an all-region Blu-ray. So if you were in Malaysia, you could import this disc or buy it here and bring it home, throw it in your player, throw it out, but throw it in your player and it'll work. What we have here, we crack it open, we get a cool image of a dead person and teeth on the disc. The way the giant crocodile is achieved is amusing. It's a mixture of just the incredibly close-up of a crocodile's eye opening and closing in the water, and some giant, like, I want to be generous and say mechanical, giant mouth coming out of the water, and a lot of shaky cam, and big crocodiles and little crocodiles, and it's ridiculous. You get a Synapse catalog, and then it's not totally obvious, but it's in here. You get a reversible cover, and I kind of like that. So the reversible cover is just alternate, really gruesome art there, which I greatly appreciate. So I did not like this movie, wouldn't necessarily recommend this movie, but Synapse always does a great job. So I can't fault Synapse for putting this out. I can't fault anybody who wants to buy this, wants to watch it, have fun with it. I would say it's not going to best Jaws as the best aquatic toothy killer movie from the 70s. I don't think on your list, but for those who love it or want to see it, it's out there. From Synapse Films, nice new Blu-ray edition of Crocodile.